Have you ever wondered why hut market workers make millions regardless of the market conditions and others try but fail? The most common factor is adjusting to the changes in the market or lack thereof. This market may seem dead due to the over reliance on 87s ahead of other fodder and the 94 playoff MSPs being a letdown compared to team of the season in the fantasy cards, but it isn't truly. As you can see here in my trade pile, I'm selling mostly 90s and 91s. Show an example here. Before this event, I was using a general 89 to 99 filter and profiting off of inflated 89s, which were at about 25 to 30K, and 90s, which were at 38 to 40K. I've since changed to, as you can see here, a 90 to a 99 filter because 89s, aside from a very select few, are only slightly above the price of 87s. There's always a chance to get a large profit on, say, a 93 or 94, but I look for a consistent stream of profit on lower overall cards as a failsafe. Because even though you could make profit more consistently on the big cards, if you were to say set your filter at 92 or 93, you see less cards, there's less cards you can profit on. I just want to get a more guaranteed profit because there's less volume on the higher overall cards than the 90s. The crash of 90s as spotter has opened up an opportunity as cards that sell for far above the 87 price are frequently posted for or at slightly above that price. An example would be 90 overall Team Near Chara, which you saw I had in my trade pile, or that I was selling right now. He can sell typically for around 40 to 50K, but he appears quite often at 25K or under. I paid only 15K for that one. In fact, there are numerous 90 overalls that sell between 25 and 40K. Chara being a bit of an outlier on that one. But in some cases, you can get them for over 40 or sell them for over 45,000. The most obvious example is Team of the Weeks. They're 90 overall. They currently sell for about 35,000. In some cases, they can sell for 40, but it hasn't been that way in a while. The same can be said for 91 overalls, is if you hold a significant premium over the fodder price of about 40K. The most egregious example of that is the 91 overall Cornerstones Cole Caulfield. I've sold several in the past couple of days for anywhere from 130 to 140K, and they quite often will appear for 80, 90K. You want to know what the most common trend or most common variable or thing in common these cards have is? Typically, a card that has more value than fodder fits one of the following categories. It is large. So let's say 6'4", 6'5", 6'6", such as a Chara, is from a team with a large fan base, such as the Maple Leafs or the Habs, has a sizable name in the hockey world. Maybe a guy like a Rantanen, a Barkov, those types of guys. Basically, anyone that the average hockey fan might recognize. This can apply to alumni as well. Or has offensive stats far above the overall because the defensive stats are much lower. An example of that would be someone like Artemi Panarin. Cole Caulfield also applies on that one. At the beginning of the year of Hut, the premium is very much placed on skating. So that definitely applies to the offensive stats rule. That's why at the beginning of the year in Hut, your guys like your Taylor Halls and your Duchesnes go for quite a lot, even if they're low overalls, because they have good offensive stats and they're fast. But as the year goes on and the overalls escalate, your faster guys have less of a advantage over your bigger guys who get that speed. I've created and linked in the description of this video a spreadsheet that, amongst other things, gives you examples of these premium 90 overalls and a range of what you could expect to buy and sell them for. Note that the market is subject to change. I will try to update it as frequently as I can. I hope this video helped you. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below. Thank you for your time.